When I moved my drill press from the workbenches to the wall, I mounted it on the wall with these two heavy-duty brackets. They are box joined in the corners and also have this piece as support. And moving the drill press to the wall was very convenient. I'm very happy with the position now. The only drawback with this arrangement is the wasted space under it. So far I have my shop vac there and a bag of planer chips. But as you can see, there's still a little bit more of wasted space. So I want to use it to make a drawer there where I can put in some drill press stuff. For example, this drill index, my other chuck, and this drum sander attachment, and some more stuff that's just laying on the bench. I want to use this relatively thin plywood for the sides. It has just 8mm, but because I box joined all of my drawers, I think I'm alright with this stuff.
I cut the piece into the required strips. Next I cut the box joints, of course with the Screw Advanced box joint jig. Link to this jig is in the description of this video. Making the fingers went pretty fast. I had them all cut in about 15 minutes, including setting the jig up and cleaning it afterwards.
So here are the pieces straight from the jig, no sanding needed so far. And they fit together perfectly, as usual with this jig.
Making sure it's square. With thicker stock, these joints are pretty much self-squaring. A band clamp holds it in place while the glue dries. The plywood I used was boned slightly and I tried to fix that with a quick clamp in its spread configuration. With the drawer body dry, I can now sand over the joints. As it is easier to sand the drawer inside without a bottom, I did that before I glued the bottom on. Then a layer of glue all around the bottom edge and putting on the bottom with the sanded surface facing inside, of course. And adding clamps. Lots of clamps. While I'm waiting for the glue to dry, I started with the drawer slides. I used strips of laminated plywood for that.
Next I'm gonna mount the drawer slides. I got one spacer block that reference from the top and the one from the wall. And I got the drawer slides with the drill bit in here, and now I can mark where I have to put the pilot hole.
And I had to use flathead screws because countersink screws could split the plywood.
Now mounting the slides in the front is a little bit more difficult because I can't just screw them onto this piece. So I made some spacer blocks that screws onto here, and the runner can then screw into this piece.
It looks so simple in the video, but it took me almost an hour to mount them in that tight space under the drill press, while I had to set up lighting down there and take footage without blocking the camera. But the glue had time to dry. And the clamps go back into their home. I made the bottom a little bit oversized and flush trimmed it. And also rounded over all the edges. Seems to fit. Here with the drawer front attached. It needed some cutouts to not interfere with the brackets. Then attaching the handle. And finally wiping on 2 coats of varnish. I sanded it before, of course, but I think it's pretty boring to watch me sanding something. I also think it's boring to watch me wiping on varnish, so let's skip that part.
I also added these rails on both sides, and they prevent the drawer from tipping over when I pull it out really far. So it's not full extension, but pretty close. Without these rails, a drawer like this would just drop down like this, but with these it stays pretty nice in place.
Finally, I can put all the junk from the bench into this drawer.
Well, I don't know how useful this project was for you. For me it's pretty nice having in a drawer in the shop. And maybe you could pick up the one or other storage idea for yourself.